Derrick, I want to ask you though, how many players do you think it's random out of left field because you were undrafted, you went out there, busted your balls? How many players go out there and it's just the most devastating blow? Like, how hard was it for you when you didn't get drafted after going there?
It was difficult for me to understand why I wasn't drafted. I mean, I was ranked one of the in most applications like the number 2 guard in the country coming out of SC. So to get looked over, it's like, well, what was the problem? What's the issue? I know a lot of people had problems with my weight and the size. They wanted me to be bigger in weight.
Right.
I didn't weigh enough.
They wanted to be 300 plus, right?
They wanted me to be 300 plus, and I had never played at 300 plus. I was 265, 270 all the way through college, and so that was what I played at. Unfortunately for me, I had a guy, Mr. McPherson, who was the defensive coordinator for the Niners at the time, come down at my tryout after the combine. And he gave me this challenge of like, hey, look, if you can run a 4.8, I'll put you on my defense. I was like, we'll get the contract ready. Right. And so I ran the 4.8 with no problem. Next thing I know, I'm getting a call not from him, but I'm getting a call from McKittrick, Bob McKittrick,
the offensive line coach for the Niners, right?
Yeah, they were the best line
right?
coach ever.
Right,
and
Bob McKittrick.
And he was great, not because of the way that he did with blocking schemes and things like that, but he was great at being able to take guys that nobody wanted and guys that no one saw anything in, and being able to turn those guys into long life NFLers and guys that he gave opportunities to play, because he didn't want big guys. He wanted small guys. He wanted the best athletes.
Fast.
And so
he's
like, hey, look, give me a number 1 draft pick for O-line. He's like, I don't need it. I don't need it.
Right.
I don't need it. I'll take a guy
I will
in the
develop
4th round.
these guys.
I'll take a guy as a free agent, and he would develop those guys. And
Right.
they always used to talk about our offensive line, how it would never be successful and how it wouldn't do this and how it wouldn't do that. Then all of a sudden you win a Super Bowl. Well, then nobody else could do it, and then nobody else want to do that. And then Mike Shanahan leaves and goes to the Broncos, and what does he do? Takes the same type of philosophy there with the smaller and more athletic offensive linemen, and they become successful. And so
2 Super Bowls.
It's a thing where you look at it and say, hey, here, we got things that can happen, and we make things happen. And it's really about finding that one guy who wants that one player. You give that opportunity to a kid that's coming out of college that really wants to play. He's gonna show up. But there's a lot of guys that get drafted early that are bust, and there's you look at by position, right? Quarterback, they're talking about 4 going this year, right? Early
in the top 10,
5
easy.
picks,
Easy.
top 5 picks, maybe 6.
Right.
So
I can't wait to see Caleb Williams throw. I can't wait to see Mays throw. I can't wait to see Penix. I can't wait to see all these guys throw.
Well, the problem you have though is sometimes when you go to the combine, a lot of guys don't throw at the combine, right? They want to throw at their own. They want to throw where they're going to be comfortable.
The other thing,
right?
And
then the other thing you have to look at is like, how many times have you seen quarterbacks go 1 and 2 or 3 and 4, and how many have been very successful and how many haven't?
Right.
Look at the Super Bowl. Right?
You got a couple years ago.
That's what I'm saying. You got look at the Super Bowl, right? You got Mahomes. Boom, he's the man, right? That's great. But then you got the last pick of the draft, and like, how did all these other teams miss that guy? Right? Like, how is that possible?
Draft is a crapshoot. It's a total gamble.
So it's not about really who are the best players out there, because there's a lot of players that don't get the opportunity to play. Let's just be fair.
Spit, dog.
All right.
Agreed.
So